Hello guys and happy new year. I wanted to share with you some of the people who inspired me to do 3D and game development long time ago. When I started out, I had a very bad experience with a local uh, institute where they will just teaching me like Unity, and the instructor didn't know anything about the subject, and I was really discouraged. So I deep into a lot of the internet courses that there were at the time. A lot of them were free, a lot of them were paid, and while a lot of them has been useful for me, these few individuals are definitely the ones who inspire me the most. So let's get started. The first one, as you see here, Scott Eaton. Scott Eaton is a British artist who teaches anatomy. And guess what? His website haven't changed at all in the last, I don't know when was the last time I took his course, maybe 10 years ago. And he basically just teaches anatomy for the face, for the body, digital sculpting. Actually, these are the same courses that he had for like forever. He haven't changed anything. And if I'm not mistaken, like I think the price is still the same, but I'm not so sure. It's one of the courses that I wanted to enroll recently, just because the foundation that he teaches is just so good. Like, why you should follow Scott Eaton. Scott Eaton is obviously a very good artist. He specializes in anatomy, and you can learn a lot. You learn more about the body and how to see, and it just has so many stuff. And the thing that I like about him the most, he has a section called the what's the name of it? It was like a section where he criticized top artists that are doing a really good job, but they just fail in this small little subject in anatomy, and he points out every single detail, and you learn quite a lot there. I just remember, it's Gallery Abominate. So Scott Eaton was the one who actually inspired me a lot to do 3D, because anatomy it's a big subject on 3D if you want to make characters. And if you don't want to make characters, even learning anatomy is just going to help you to train your eye, and it's just such a great subject to learn. So he still teaches the same. You need to enroll somewhere. January 24, you can register. I don't remember how much it is. It's not super expensive. It's not too cheap either, but it's really nice. I highly recommend you to check it out. And let's go to the next one. So the next one is quite old, actually. I cannot mention only one guy because there were multiple guys behind this. And I don't know if you know 3D Bus. 3D Bus used to offer 3D tutorials. You can see it's really old, right? It's really old. But two people teach there, Zach Parrish and Jason Busby. Zach Parrish later went on to Epic to teach Unreal Engine 4 when it first came out. Arguably one of the best teachers I've seen. And Jason Busby, also very good teacher. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. And well, they put all the entire library of 3D Bus for free on YouTube. Now, their tutorials are old, but a lot of the things that I learned at the time, they were really nice. And I want to share with you a little bit of this video because it's just such a fun content to watch. When I was just learning 3D, I was just watching a lot of tutorials and I really didn't like them that much. But when I started watching this, I felt like, okay, I really enjoy this. So I'm just gonna play this a little bit so that you can feel like the energy that these guys give.
To mastering Maya.
The fundamentals.
That's right, or at least so we say.
So we say.
That's right. Zach, tell us a little bit about this course.
Well, this course is going to take the absolute beginner to 3D and dip them in Maya and make them live it and eat it and sleep it and breathe it and dream it and not be able to get away from it for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Until they are masters.
All right. So you can feel Zach, the guy who has a lot of energy, and his tutorials, the most important ones that influenced in my life were the Photoshop ones and the Unreal Engine 3 tutorials. And they were amazing. They were amazing, and a lot of things haven't changed really. Once you learn that, going from one version to another is really not much of a big deal. It's just really the same stuff over the years. It's still like this looks really old, but a lot of things haven't changed, at least the foundation. So one of the best guys, and he actually, if you look at the older tutorials for the Unreal Engine channel, you will find that some of his tutorials are here. And it's one of the guys who introduced Unreal Engine to the world.
You don't see it. For some reason, maybe you
so
closed
well.
it or it's not there. You can click on the content browser button up in the toolbar.
And you can see in the comments, right? Like, it's like a lot of people know him, like one of the best teachers out there. Very, very nice. So it's one of the best teachers, I think, in terms of entertainment and the way he teaches. He may not be the super expert on things, but he's really good, and especially for beginners, probably the best one you can get. Unfortunately, he don't teach anymore, but you know, he's amazing. He's amazing. So third one, David Lesperance. David has been focusing on environment art since almost forever, I think, and his work is just really nice. You can tell, like, this was like 4 years ago, and he why he inspired me a lot is he worked on movies and games, and basically he knew both worlds and tried to incorporate the best of both worlds into his workflow, and he will just show you like how he creates things really fast and very efficient and very good looking, and he just teaches so much stuff, and it just made it so fun. I think it's been a long time since he made a course or a tutorial. I found him on the Gunnon workshop. I think the first time was there at Gunnon workshop. He had some tutorials. I mean, his work is just amazing, and I think now he works at Tencent or something. But I think for me, he's one of the top environment artists out there in terms of like his work and everything. It's just really, really nice. So that's him. Very old tutorial, environment production workflow. It's just he had a bunch of others here. I think they already took them down because maybe they're too old, or I don't know. I remember he had more. But it's just really nice, really, really nice. And why he inspired me is just you see him and it's like, wow, I want to be like that guy, right? I want to be as good as him. He's like really, really good at what he does. And the way he teaches and everything, he's just very laid down, you know, and sometimes he just puts some metal music and he just says, I don't give a crap. Like, you know, I'm just gonna work and you're gonna see how I work. I'm just gonna listen to some music. And you learn even with the speed up workflow, you still learn. So very, very nice, very, very nice teacher. Next one is Ryan Kingsley. Now, I don't know what he's up to recently. These are his older videos. He teaches anatomy. You can tell a pattern here that I really like instructors that teach anatomy just because they have a really good understanding of art. And the reason why I like him so much is that not only he's very knowledgeable, but he goes for a lot of philosophy behind his work. He teaches you about how to go around the work, how to view your work as art, how to go through something he mentioned is called like the valley of the sack, where you just don't feel motivated and this kind of stuff. I don't know if he's from India, but he went. No, he's not from India. His wife is from India, I believe, and he went there. So his approach to doing 3D is like very spiritual, very. I think he's in India here. Very spiritual, very, very different. He's a very good teacher as well. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So check him out. This is also his work. And he used to work for ZBrush as a product it's kind of like advising ZBrush, like how to make the software back at Pixelogic. Pixelogic was cool. Now it's Maxon. So hey, he's been a huge influence in my life for sure. So next one, I'm gonna. This should be the last one, but I cannot just mention one teacher here, just because New Masters Academy just have so many, and it will be unfair for me to just mention one of them. A lot of them are really good. So Steve Houston, very good teacher. His approach to teaching is also with a lot of philosophy. He teaches philosophy while painting, and why he does certain things, why he does a stroke like that, and he talks about chaos. He talks about order, and a lot of his ideas. Well, you may be thinking like, why this guy is actually relevant for you if you just want to make 3D, right? So if you want to make 3D, a lot of the hidden stuff that you don't see, if you check my older videos here on my YouTube channel, you will see that I talk about the unseen stuff in Unreal Engine, and a lot of his teachings influence me on the way I work, the way you see things, the way artists communicate, the philosophy behind everything. And he talks about chaos and control, and how an artist controls the chaos and try to make it look nice. And it's just really nice. I highly recommend you to learn this. And even though this is like art foundation, still applies. If you I made a video like I think like a week ago or something, where I talk about how you should learn game development. And one of the tips I give is to actually learn foundation. Like if I will learn game development in 2025, learn foundation like the first 2 months or 3. Take your time and actually learn a good foundation, and then jump into the software. Because the software doesn't really change, but this guy can teach you something, and after 10 years, you're still watching it because it's just so impactful. So Steve Houston, very big one. Bill Perkins as well. I think his biggest influence on me was his course on composition for visual artists. There's something that you can just watch. You don't necessarily need to paint when you watch it, because it's a lot of theory, but it's something that you can benefit right away from watching his videos. He just have a course on composition, and you can just apply it right away to your work in Unreal or whatever is it that you're doing, because those principles are universal. So these are guys who are very, very knowledgeable. He worked at Disney and a lot of all those famous films. And the last one from New Masters Academy, Sheldon Borenstein. He's a very fun guy. Similar to Zach Parrish. I will say his style is a little bit different, but he does have like a lot of humor, and he tells a lot of jokes during his teachings, and the joke is always related to the thing that he's teaching. That's what I find amazing. So he's a really great instructor. You should check him out. So New Masters Academy, obviously, very, very worth it. Every month they increase the price, I think. Not every month, but gradually they increase the price. It's not as cheap as it used to be, but it's definitely worth it. Like all these guys, like Scotty Dunn, Zach Parrish, David Lesperance, Ryan Kingsley, and obviously New Masters Academy. They're great instructors here. They kind of like motivate me to pursue this. Like otherwise I wouldn't be that much into it. Maybe I wouldn't even be recording this, or maybe I will be doing something else. Because I had a really bad experience when learning game development. When you have a bad teacher, like it's like, oh man, like this, you may think like this is not for me, and then you find like the right teacher to teach you something like it's, very impactful, and the way he teaches and the way he changed your life, it's just very different compared to low quality courses or whatever that you may find on the internet. So those are my top recommendations. Well, not really recommendations. Every person is different. You have like different tastes, and you may like different things. But for me, the people who inspire me the most to learn 3D are these guys. So go check them out. Maybe they change yours too.